hoping that her presence and your presence are going to help, promote the sport for women. I'd really like to see that. Really would. So, okay, one more thing before we're going to do some wrestling in a minute. Before we do that, let me ask you about your stand-up. I think we fought on the same card once in Johor Bahru. We're going to go check the photos there. I think we fought on the same card. I think I've seen you fight. What about your stand-up? How do you feel, being a wrestler and learning stand-up?
It's a whole different set of skills. I tried MMA, which is why you probably saw me in JB. That was my first MMA match ever. I didn't know what to expect, but then I trained for it. But I went in, I didn't know what to expect, and of course I learned a lot of stuff that I could learn during the competition itself. But then after that, I got into wrestling after the MMA match, and I realized I love to wrestle more than MMA. It's just a preference thing. I'm not saying the stand-up is not good. It's just that perhaps.
So what you're saying is MMA is not good.
No,
that's what you're saying.
No.
That's what you're saying.
It's a preference between wrestling and say MMA.
Because it's not good.
No. Yeah. So
she hates MMA.
No, I don't hate MMA. I've been through MMA. I still do MMA once in a while. Yeah. But I love wrestling, and so I started to devote more of my time and resources into learning wrestling. So I'd say my stand compared to my wrestling is not as good. But definitely it's something I want to probably pursue sometime in the future to improve my stand-up skills.
Yep.
Do
you think you need a lot of striking? I mean, do you think that your wrestling can dominate enough that you can sort of squeak by on the stand-up part?
Well, possibly, if you're really good at timing and entry. It's all about wrestling. The wrestling, when you take someone, that's all about entry. You can't just go in and charge, and do a takedown with a stand-up fighter because you're going to get probably kicked in the face or whatever not. So, this actually looks a bit like a kill, which is strange for catch wrestling. But let's say, for example, like you were grabbing my wrist from here. We have what we call hand fighting. So we break it off the grip, we grab hold, we put it to our chest.
Oh, that is so Aikido.
And then we pivot. And we do that.
This is like security guard training for the mall guards or something.
Exactly. I mean, believe it or not, this was part of catch.
It is because one of the things about catch is that there's a lot of wrist submissions and a lot of things where like you're on the ground and you just force the guy's wrist, to bend on the ground. And coach was showing me like the way you guys do the gooseneck choke.
Oh, yeah.
He folded the wrist underneath, and you don't do that. I never learned that, and that's really good. So I believe him. I believe Billy Robinson. I believe him.
So if you were to get grabbed, and there's a lot of hand fighting in wrestling, this is the first thing you grab. Alright, so you grab your wrist, you kind of leverage up. So now you grab off the back of the wrist, and you want to put this against your chest, gives you a lot more leverage. And then from here, now there's a pivoting side to do it. So from here, you can pivot on the ball of your foot, and just turn down, and follow the person down from there.
I am so glad I wore my groin guard today. If I wasn't wearing a cup, I could be injured right now.
Good. Yeah. And then this leg is going to start. Yeah, and then you're going to pivot.
Twist this
yes.
way. Ha! Ha! I can take down a girl.
Next one? Okay,
next one.
Okay. Now this is...
Let me ask you, do they use collar and elbow?
They do, which is the one I'm going to show you right now.
Okay, great. Now, very funny is that collar and elbow starting position also became the standard starting position for professional wrestling, like WWE style wrestling, right? Like this. Okay, alright.
So the next one is called the flying mare.
Okay. I do not like the sound of this.
Okay, so no idea what they call it, flying mare, but this is one. Cool
you should be offended by that. You're like, they're calling you a horse. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, what are you going to teach me now?
Alright, so let's say for example I'm pushing and you push back, and for some reason you wouldn't allow me to put the hand in because you probably got wrestled down. So this time around I'm going to pivot in, and then this is your...
Wow, that's a cool submission.
Yeah, that's a face lock.
That's really cool. That's a face lock. That's not a guillotine.
Yeah. Time. Here I can't triceps, push it down, or on my own forearm here, and then just keep up here.
The face?
Yeah, so this hand here is on my triceps, good.
Okay.
And then this arm is on your forearm, yeah. So see, the bone is on my cheekbone, which is good.
Oh, I see.
And then, yeah, that's right.
So that's really good because in, you know, BJJ, MMA or whatever, there's similar technique, but in the guillotine, but I'd be going for the throat.
Yeah.
And of course everybody defends their throat and it's hard to get, but this way you go for the face, which actually in general, I've been doing way more cross-face, neck crank type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like even when you take somebody's back, it's so much easier to just get their face rather than fight for their neck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow,
So this
that's
is a
awesome.
cool one.
That is awesome. And then the mechanics are exactly the same. You just post your hips out.
And one thing about catch wrestling is really good is that they have what we call either rolling submissions or standing submissions. I don't have to bring you to the ground to finish your
Okay, show us the standing submission.
So that would be a standing submission.
Oh, I see.
I would tap out like, because my neck hurts like hell. Right?
Yep.
And if I don't tap, I'm probably going to break my neck.
Okay, do you know some like crazy arm thing?
Yes, I do have one called figure 4 arm roll, which leads itself to a submission, but it starts off standing up as well. So if you ever get an opportunity, maybe it's hand fighting, and you get the person's arm in a figure 4 lock.
Okay, let's turn so they can see us.
Okay. So this is called figure 4 lock. Now there is a way to actually take someone down figure of submission, but I'm going to have to do it slowly and preempt you first. So I'm going to sit down and kick you over. So I'm going to roll over your shoulders.
Okay.
I'm going to turn your face that way.
Okay.
Yeah. So from here, let's just step a bit backwards. I'm going to sit down. From here, kick up.
Oh.
From here, come up. And the next lock from here. That would be a figure 4 rolling submission.
Woo.
There.
That's cool. All right, let's
That
try
was a
that
really
again.
long one.
I've done that one by accident, but no one's ever taught me, so.
Yeah, so this is your figure 4 lock here. And sometimes you can't finish it off here because the guy's really strong. So you sit down, yeah, exactly. So you sit down and this leg here on the inside is going to kick the leg over your head here. Alright, so when you sit, kick through, bang, keep holding it up here, roll to the person, and then from here, you got the arm roll. So a lot of it's about deception. You got to have a basic set of stand-up skills to survive at least the first few seconds between the stand-up fighter, and then time of entry, you're going for a takedown. Yeah. And that's the most important thing. So if you're a highly skilled wrestler, you should know when to time your entry, and not just going straight and go for a takedown. Yeah. So
you're going straight in. Now you don't do any Grecos, right?
There's no Greco for women.
There's no Greco for women, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does Singapore even have Greco for men or no?
Yes, it's a very, very young sport in Singapore. I think.
Well, wrestling's only 5 years old.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Greco's only in the last 2 years or
okay.
so. So in the Southeast Asian Senior Championships, a few guys who studied Greco-Roman, but it was only like, I don't know, half a year or a year or 2.
Did they have any Greco division in that competition?
Yes, they had.
They did?
They did.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting because most of Southeast Asia, I don't think there's really any Greco.
Yeah.
The guys in Cambodia, I think that they occasionally get some instruction, but there's no like dedicated Greco fighters, guys.
Yeah.
It was when you go for the you go for hip throw and you don't get it.
Yeah.
Like the guy defends, right? Yeah. And all you do is you just take a big step out 45 degrees.
Yeah, that's right.
Boom. And the interesting thing is that when you fight with BJJ, well, I don't mean this as like bad against BJJ, I'm just saying that the most common sparring we get to do is with BJJ people. So they start like this, and actually you can do it from the ground too.
Exactly.
Yeah, so from the ground, you still wind up here, and all you gotta do is kick your leg this way. And it's the same throw.
I know like Malaysia is a Greco-Roman coach, he for the national team, that's what I heard from my coach himself. So.
Well, Malaysia doesn't officially have a national team yet.
Yeah, well they don't, but I think they're trying to, like, Southeast Asian, they have a few people that represent Malaysia for it.
For this wrestling competition, this would be the first time, yeah. AJ Pyro, right?
Yeah,
AJ Pyro, he beat my coach, which makes me really sad, but anyway, I really appreciate he's helping to promote wrestling in Malaysia. Malaysia didn't have a wrestling team. They're trying desperately to start it. And again, Singapore Wrestling Federation is helping them get their paperwork done and get it in time and all that. So we'll see how that goes. The rest of the countries in Southeast Asia have wrestling teams.
I would say most of it. Like at least for the Pacific countries, this games would be like Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia.
Thailand actually has decent teams and everything. Thailand is at a stage of economic development that they have actually really good national teams for like every sport, and they have foreign coaches, like their Taekwondo coaches from Korea and stuff like that. And they have like a handful of sports universities so they can compete with each other.
Yeah.
So they have like a pretty good, that's the other bad thing is where the population is so small.
Yes, yes. And we do cross-train a lot with region or with countries around it.
But then unfortunately your closest neighbor doesn't have a wrestling team yet. It's like